What is the microscopic structure of brain regions? Imagine zooming in so close that you can see the tiny cells that make up your brain. Each part of the brain has its own special microscopic setup that helps it do its job. The brain is mainly made of two types of cells: neurons, which send signals, and glial cells, which support those neurons. Blood vessels also weave through, bringing oxygen and nutrients to keep everything working smoothly. Let's start with the outer layer of the brain, called the cerebral cortex. It looks like a wrinkled sheet when viewed from above, but under a microscope, it reveals 6 distinct layers. The top layer, called the molecular layer, is mostly made of nerve fibers that connect different parts of the brain. Just below that is the external granular layer, packed with tiny star-shaped cells called stellate cells and small pyramidal neurons. Next is the external pyramidal layer, full of pyramid-shaped neurons that send messages to other parts of the brain. The internal granular layer mainly contains stellate cells that receive sensory signals from the thalamus, which is like the brain's relay station. Beneath that is the internal pyramidal layer, home to large pyramid-shaped neurons that send signals down to the brainstem and spinal cord. The deepest layer, called the multiform layer, has different types of neurons that connect to the thalamus. Most prominent in the cortex are pyramid-shaped neurons, called pyramidal cells. They have big nuclei and long dendrites that reach out to receive signals. Interneurons, like basket cells, help control and fine-tune the signals between neurons. Supporting these neurons are glial cells such as astrocytes, which help with nutrition, and oligodendrocytes, which produce myelin. Myelin is a fatty substance that wraps around axons, the long fibers that carry electrical signals, making transmission faster. Moving to the hippocampus, a key area for memory, it has a layered structure too. The main layer contains densely packed pyramidal neurons, especially in the K1 to K4 regions. These neurons are sensitive to lack of oxygen and are vital for learning. The hippocampus also has granule cells in the dentate gyrus and interneurons that help regulate the activity of excitatory neurons. In the midbrain and other parts of the brainstem, you find clusters of neurons called nuclei. For example, the substantia nigra has pigmented neurons involved in controlling movement. These neurons have large cell bodies and are surrounded by glial cells. Other nuclei, like those that control eye movements, contain motor neurons that send signals directly to muscles. Beneath the gray matter is white matter, made mostly of myelinated axons. Because myelin is fatty, white matter appears lighter under the microscope. It acts like a highway system, connecting different brain regions and allowing quick communication. Within these regions, neurons form tiny circuits. Excitatory pyramidal cells and inhibitory interneurons work together to process information. Layer 4 often acts as the main input zone, receiving signals from the thalamus. Layers 2 and 3 communicate with other parts of the cortex, while layers 5 and 6 send outputs to deeper brain structures and the thalamus. These circuits are essential for sensing, moving, and thinking. So, the microscopic structure of each brain region is a carefully organized mix of different neuron types, glial cells, and blood vessels. Their arrangement into layers and clusters allows the brain to process complex information, control body functions, and support your daily activities. Understanding this tiny cellular world helps us see how your brain keeps everything running smoothly.